Okay, so while I'm waiting on some parts to come in, I wanted to do a tobacco burst comparison between three different guitars. This first one over here is a 1994 Les Paul Standard. This one is a 2010 Les Paul Traditional Pro. And this one is a 2016 Les Paul Studio Faded. And one of the really cool things that I noticed, if you can see between the 1994 and the 2010, is how the lacquer is kind of changed color over the years. You can really see it on the binding. Pretty cool. It's just kind of a neat comparison. And I'll try to get those where they're a little closer together so you can see. But the Faded, it still looks pretty cool. It just doesn't have that really shiny glossy that you'd normally see on a Les Paul. But I kind of like it. It's more of a kind of a working man's guitar. Don't have to cry as much when the headstock breaks on it like this one did. And this is a repair that I've done. I haven't finished it yet, but it was snapped off. But that's just kind of a visual of 3 different years of guitars. Okay, so this is the real comparison I wanted to show. Alright, on the right is 1994 Les Paul Standard, and on the left is the 2010 Traditional Pro. And you can just see, especially on the binding, where it's just kind of aged and colored, and I just think that looks really neat. Anyway, for people that like to look at guitars, the tobacco burst sure is pretty. Okay, so if you like what you see, please subscribe. I've got tons of other videos on my channel, so have a good evening.